I'm Aaron from Columbia.
And I'm Phil from PRC Taping.
In this video, we're going to go over how to use a flat box. On the flat boxes, you have a dial. This dial works on this spring, which adjusts the crown of your brass bar / box blade, which is what gives you your crown over top of your joint when you fill it. You have a 0 setting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What those are for is if you want to run it wide open and get the most amount of mud, you run it on 0. If you're doing a fill coat, you want to say do 1 or 2. If you're doing a finish coat, you want to do a 3, 4, or 5. It's all up to your preference what you want the finish coat to look like. So I would suggest on a 7, 8, 10 box, you'd run maybe say a 2. And on a, say a 12 or a 14, you'd run a, maybe a 4. That's what I would suggest. It's all based on personal preference. You can adjust how much your number works as your spring wears out by raising these nuts up or lowering them down. Raising them up is going to give you more spring on your crown. Lowering them down is going to give you less. When running the flat boxes, you need to use a flat box handle. What this does is it allows you to control the box using a brake on the one end. Hold down the brake, the box won't move anymore. Let go of the brake, the box will rotate. So for putting the box on the wall, you want to hold the brake. So you have it in the right position, then put it on the wall. You don't actually need the brake when rendering the box, but when you take it off the wall, you hold the brake again and wipe it off the wall. When you slide the flat box handle onto the box, you want to tighten these wing nuts down to the plate. But you don't just want to hand tighten them. You want to use a pair of pliers and give it a final tighten to make sure that it's not going to fall off on you. You don't want that falling on you when you're doing ceilings. So using the brake, lock your box in, put it centered to the joint tape, then you release the brake. You're going to apply pressure using your shoulder onto the door, and you're going to walk down the center of the joint tape, leaving the mud behind. When you're at the end of the run and you're going to take the flat box off the wall, you're going to apply pressure to the brake, and you're going to wipe the flat box off of the wall just like a knife. So the finish you're looking for on a fill coat is a nice crown joint like that, so it's coming out, and then it tapers off to absolutely nothing on the edges. One of the biggest keys to running the flat box is the amount of pressure that you put onto the door. Too much and you can have problems, too little and you can have problems as well. We'll go through those right now. You see how that mud dropped out to the side there? If you're pushing too hard on the box, you're going to get actual edges left behind, like right here, and you'll get mud dripping down to the side. That can also happen if your mud's too thin. If you don't press hard enough on the box, you're going to get starvation here. So you can see you're not getting that nice, smooth finish. It's only finishing at the bottom, it's not finishing at the top. That's not mud consistency, that's the amount of pressure that you've been putting on the box. If you see a streak like this in your box finish, that's probably because you have something on your box blade. Either a chunk of dust or drywall mud. Easy thing to do is just wipe it off. Once you finish cleaning your box blade off, you can re-wipe the area where you got the line in your mud.
Sometimes you'll run into issues like this, where the bevel is really hollow, and people refer to these as Christmas trees. And all you have to do is clean those off with a knife at the end.
When finishing a flat joint, you're not going to be able to finish it in one pass. You're going to have to go close to